We will start by adding requirements in both tools together. We'll start with Jira, which is used by USB flash drives team, adding a feature requirement. We'll just give some basic details like summary. We'll give it a description and saving it. System architect now creates a couple of verification requirement under the same feature requirement that we created just now. So again, we'll give some basic details here. So these are the verifications that system architect want the verification team to perform. And we will link it to the feature requirement that we just created. Saving it. We'll add one more verification requirement. Again, we'll link it to the feature requirement and we'll save it. OpsHub is running in background, checking for requirement created or updated, and will integrate them to VManager. So while that is happening, let's add some requirements in DoorSng2. So this is used by DRAM team. Here also we will add a feature requirement. We'll give it a description. And save it. Now again here for DRAM team, system architect looks at the feature requirement and adds verification requirements under this. We'll save it. We'll add one more. So now here in DoorSng, we have a feature requirement and which needs to be verified under two verification requirements. And in Jira, just let me refresh. So there is this feature requirement, USB 26, and again, it is linked to two verification requirements. Switching to VManager. So here we have created two V plans. One is for DRAM team, which is getting integrated with DoorSng, and the other USB is for flash drives team, which is integrated with Jira. So let's first go to USB V plan to see all the requirements from Jira. Let me resync it to get latest requirements. So here we have all the three requirements that we created. First one, the feature requirement of what is the actual requirement that needs to be done. And then the other two are the verification requirements. Moving to DRAM. Here also I will resync. So here also we have all the three requirements that we added, maintaining same hierarchy order in both the cases as we saw it in Jira and DoorSng. Verification team will go through these requirements and start adding test cases. So we'll add our first test case under first verification requirement. Here goes our first test case, and similarly we'll go ahead and add second test case. And similarly for USB VPlan also, we will add 2 test cases, one under each verification requirement. So now verification team have started working for both the VPlans. They have added the plan test cases. Now for DRAM team, that is the DoorSng team, requirements team want visibility to test cases, actual test cases that are being planned. Therefore, for DRAM, we'll be integrating test cases back to doors, whereas USB team, they don't want their requirement is not to have visibility till tests, planned tests. So in a USB team case or in Jira case, we will just integrate the final results at requirements level. Let's go to Jira. So let me refresh it once. So here we don't expect any change to happen. Test cases are not integrated here. Whereas if we go to doors, let me just refresh it once. So here we have both the planned tests and they are linked to their respective verification requirement. DoorSng team now reviews the test cases and adds additional details to one of the verification requirement. So here they will update the description and they will modify status to under review. And save it. Going back to VManager. Let me refresh it once. The changes have come back to VManager, where verification team looks at the newly added details and the change in status. Accordingly, they will add one more planned test. This test case should go back to DoorSng. So let's go to DoorSng and see if the test case is here or not. Let me refresh it once. So the test case is already here, chipset verification for smartphones. The DRAM team or the DoorSng team re-verifies tests and will mark requirements as approved this time, signaling verification requirement that testing can be started. This completes phase 1 of demo, where we saw how product team, system architect team, and verification team collaborated effectively on requirement definition, and everyone is on top of the updates, reducing risk of test cases written on older requirement definition. Now, in the second phase, we will see similar collaboration between teams, but this time during the testing phase, that is for verification results. The system architect and product teams from their own tools, that is DoorSng and Jira, for both the teams, DRAM and USB, can look at results and ensure that all compliances are met. We'll move back to VManager. Here, team will start executing tests and will attach test results in all the tests. We'll start with the USB VPlan. So give me a minute to quickly map some regression sessions to these tests. Okay, so here we have mapped the sessions with the planned test. Now we'll click on grade analysis here. What it does in background is it will persist the verification results in the planned test so that they can be taken back to Jira and DoorSenji. The grade analysis is completed. I'll resync it to get the results. So here we have all the coverage and test data. Now same thing we will do for DRAM. So quickly I'm mapping a session to these planned test cases also. Now again, doing grade analysis. This is a tickle script, just to elaborate actually, this is a tickle script that is provided as part of OpsHub Manager sync solution. Okay, so now the test results are available in VManager. We'll go to Jira and let me refresh it once. Here, the USB team finds the test results below acceptable percentage because for one of the verification requirement, it's only 33%. And they will change an overall, for the feature requirements, it's only 66%. So they will change status to require re-verification. This will go back to VManager. So verification team will know that some additional test needs to be added and they can work accordingly. Meanwhile, this is syncing back to VManager. Let's go and check in DoorSenji if the results are reflected here. Let's refresh it here. So here results are updated results are reflected. In this case, also team goes through and verifies the results and coverage, and team finds the results as expected. So they won't take any further action. Let's go to VManager again. So here for USB, still some action is required. The status for the parent requirement is changed to requires re-verification. This has signaled so this change in status has signaled the verification team that the results are not as expected. They will add some more tests in regression suite and will attach the recent results now. I'll rerun the grade analysis and resync it to have latest results. So now here also we have 100% coverage. These results should go back to Jira. Let's go back to Jira and check if the latest results are here. I'll refresh it once. The updated results are synced to Jira. It's all 100% covered with 0 failed runs and all passed runs. Here now team will change the status to closed or done. So this is again closing or completing the whole cycle. So that this gives a go ahead to verification team that all the work and required testing is completed for these requirements. So quickly we will go back to VManager and see updated status. So state is updated in VManager 2 and all the requirements are done. So this completes the demo. We saw how integrating VManager with other tools can allow teams to seamlessly collaborate and focus more on their respective area and what they are supposed to do rather than spend time in collaborating with each other and without having to go out of their tool. So in this whole demo, verification team was working in VManager and requirements team and a system architect team was working out of DoorSenji and Jira. and at the same time ensuring that everyone is looking at the latest copy of requirements and results. So this completes our sync demo.